All right, January 5th, 2025. I'm turning 25 today. I am 25 now. And fortunately, it's only 5 years after the new year, so it lines up real nice with the start of a fresh year. Uh, that being said, 25, I feel like it's one of my last monumental birthdays, you know? I feel like post 30, 35, it's kind of like, all right, it just is what it is. I mean, you can make whatever you want at any birthday, but I told myself the last 5 years, every year, I was like, I got to film a video talking about where I'm at in life and how I feel so I can reflect on it and look back on it. 25, I was like, I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to do it just so I could reflect over the last 5 years, and really just say how I feel, about turning 25. More so than anything. So when I'm 30, I can look back and be like, how'd I do? When I was 20, I had moved. No, when I was 19, I moved to a new state, new city, by myself, no family. And I didn't really bring much with me. So I had goals for when I got here that I wanted to do. And they were straightforward goals, and I really got them all done. They've all been done it's been over a year, but they probably still took like a good 4 or 5 years. And those smaller goals were building to a bigger goal. And I'm going to get back to that. I'm a pivot. I'm a rambler. Sorry. I didn't write down what I was going to say in this video. I'm just freestyling off the dome. But I feel like post-education, whether that be high school, college, or whatever level of education you have, there's really only two things to focus on in the narrative of your life. And one of those is career or work, and the other one is family, children, significant other, relationships. Me personally, I mean, both of those things play a big factor in people's, I think, life. And even more so than that, sort of their purpose and their reason for being. And that's something I've just been very existential since I was like a child. Like, why am I here? What am I doing? Why am I here? What am I doing? What's the point of doing anything, et cetera, et cetera? What's the meaning of life? Is God real? Blah, 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 blah. All those bigger questions. And so by the time I was in high school, I knew I didn't want to go to college. And I knew I wanted to make music, And that's still my overarching, I think, like my big plot of my life, because I think we all the main character of our own movies. But the biggest objective, the end of the quest, would be I have built a successful business making money off my music. I don't know where that money would come from necessarily, whether that be streaming, touring, merch, whatever, I'm not too much tripping on the how of that, the business aspect of it, because first and foremost, I really just care about making cool shit. Whether that be music and videos too, because I'm setting aside 2025 to dive more into cinematography, videography, whatever the word is, just making better videos, to accompany my music, and just making cool videos in general. I'd like to tell a multitude of stories. So that's one side of it, right? The career, the work. Frankly, like finance-wise, I'm not balling, and I'm 25, I'm not even, well, I make good money. I make good enough money that I don't have to worry about money. I'm not worried about money. I have all of the material things outside of like owning a house, I guess, that I really want, So for me, over the next 5 years, I know that even in the next 12 months, if I really focused, well, no, I will achieve everything I want to achieve in the next year. For this year, for the next 2 years, in 2 years, because the lease at the place I rent will be up in 2 years. November of 2026, so essentially 2027. In the next 2 years, I just want to have, I won't say mastered, because I think, mastery is like a 10,000 hour plus number, but I want to be able to make much better videos, I want to know what I'm doing when I'm shooting, how I'm lighting the videos, everything. And production-wise, music theory-wise, I make my own beats that I rap on. I want to be able to do a wider variety of styles. My mixing needs to be better, and I want to be able to make stuff without sampling because I sample a lot. I want to be able to just make whatever sound I want. Sound design, that's another thing. I'm not gonna list everything I want to do in the next 2 years for you guys, but those are my short-term goals. My long-term career goal of build a business and make money off of it, I think I can be at 6 figures by the time I'm 30. If at 27 to 30, my only goal and priority is build the business aspect now, because I've already gotten fly. Like, okay, my production is fire. My videos are fire. My rapping is fire. Singing, that's another conversation. I don't intend on making a bunch of talking videos like this, so I don't know if I ever go more in length at that, but maybe in like an actual interview when I'm up. Anywho, that's one half of it, right? The career. But like I was saying, to achieve all of those things, I think I can do anything, honestly, that I put my mind to. I think it's just a matter of timeline, How quickly do I want to get it done? When I look at the last 5 years, there's two things that I won't say have slowed me down. Well, it objectively did slow me down. But there's two lessons I've learned, right? The first lesson being your time is the most valuable thing. I've known this for years. I've been preaching this to my roommates, my friends, myself for years, right? Your time is everything. How you invest your time will be the biggest change, will be the cause of the greatest change in your life, I should say. And really, I had at least a 2.5 to 3.5 year span of like working between 50, 70 hours a week, just working nonstop. And in that time, I dropped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 EPs. I put out, I don't know, over 100 other verses in a span of 6 months with videos. Like, I stay working, but I still wasn't giving as much to my craft, and I was doing the same thing over and over again without trying to figure out what do I need to do to actually get better and improve, So, that being said, work was one big detractor. Like I said, financially, I covered the bases for the most part. I don't need to trip about money, and I don't need to work a full 40 hours a week to pay my bills. I work about half of that and I'm good. So, what's the other thing that's been slowing me down? And the other thing that I said people focus on post-education, and that would be the family. And outside of even family, that is your family, your significant other, relationships. And this isn't about to be a video about relationships and the state of dating in 2025 or whatever, but frankly, all I can say is I haven't had an actual girlfriend since I was 21, and it was February of 2021, so I was like fresh 21. So it's almost been about a good 4 years. I had a ongoing situationship last year for, I don't know, 6 months or so. Like, it started at the end of 2023 and it ended in 2024 in the first half. And I'm still cool with that girl, I think, if she's watching. But really, what I've come to understand about myself is I don't want to be in a relationship. I like giving most of my time to my work or working or just achieving the career aspect goals more than I am really focused on a relationship. I think something that maybe I'll be wrong down the line, but it's just how I am. And, there's certain things you got to learn through experience. I think something I'll feel down the line is maybe, hey, I wish I had kids when I was younger instead of my family when I was younger. But frankly, I'd rather be set up in a better situation to have kids than have kids that I can't afford. And if I never have kids because of that, then so be it. At the end of the day, that's a whole nother life that's being brought into the world. So I'm just very cautious of that. I don't think that there's ever going to be a right time to have a kid. If you're enveloped in your own life, then that is what it is. But from a financial aspect, now's not the time. Which is funny because I was just on the phone with my dad and he was talking about how he had his first kid, I think, when he was 24. So, but different generation, different times, different economy, etc., etc., etc. So, in conclusion to all this, looking at 2025, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for the next 5 years of my life. I definitely went in and out a lot of depression over the last 5 years through working all those long hours and feeling like it was meaningless or whatnot. And perhaps it was an unnecessary sacrifice that was made on the time end of things to get the money to buy the things that I wanted, which most of the stuff that I spent money on, because I was making good money, I was making a lot of money. And my bills, I always live way under my means, so I have extra money to spend. Um, but all that money for the most part went towards music and video equipment, and I haven't even really used or gotten fly with all of it enough to enjoy it. So all in all, it's like I don't want. Let me get back to the girlfriend thing real quick, and then I'm gonna go. What are we at? 10 minutes? Yeah. I would like to have a girlfriend. You know, I just think that the honest truth is honest truth. The truth is relationships to me, I see them as a form of compromise, because you're going to have to compromise in your relationships. That just is what it is. You guys are not always going to want the same things. And me personally, I'm stubborn. I'm too stubborn. I like things my way. I like things how I like them. And I don't like doing things other people's way. I just like operating in my own space. So while I do want a girlfriend, I want to be in a place where, like, I'm stubborn, right? But my stubbornness with reason. If I was up 5 M's, I probably wouldn't care or be stubborn about that much of anything, you know? Does that to say I need 5 M's to get a girlfriend? Absolutely not. But to me, it's just, I'd rather be happy in a relationship than to be in a relationship where I'm not even delivering my best self because my head is somewhere else, my ambitions are somewhere else, my mind is somewhere else. So, in conclusion, start of 2025. I just turned 25 today. I've been working out my 5-year plan. I don't really plan into too much detail more than 12 months in advance because too much shit is liable to happen and change. But I just know where I want to be, who I want to be, and what I want to have done in the next 5 years. So I think it's go time, and frankly, I feel pretty confident. One thing that I've struggled with, this is for anybody that makes music. Obviously, every single thing I've posted on this channel outside of this is me rapping or music. And I think a lot of people get discouraged. And it's hard not to be discouraged these days. I get discouraged all the time. And I think the main thing you need to ask yourself is just why you're doing it, because frankly, when I make a new video, if I think it's hard, I really don't care how many views it gets. Would it be nice if it got millions of views or even 10,000 views, 15,000, 100,000? Would it give me some excitement? For surezies, it would make me happy. But at the end of the day, I've created something and I'm expressing myself and I'm putting it out into the world to be received however it's going to be received. If it's not received or it doesn't get the eyes, whatever. Because again, my priority right now is not running ads so people can see it. I just want to make as much as I can make and get ideas out and share it with the world and build my resume. I'm in resume building mode. So not really tripping. Anyways, I'm going to watch this in like a year and probably be like, I'm going to start doing these every year and putting them on this channel. I hope when I look back at this, I'm not even going to watch this again. I'm just going to put it on my computer and upload it to YouTube. I might color grade. All right. I'm done.